Hello and welcome to the latest episode of You Pick the Assets, I Make the Game, and this could be maybe one of the last ones. I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes because there's not that many suggestions coming in, and a channel my size, the view count really isn't important, but there is fewer views on these videos, so it wouldn't bother me in general, but with this particular series I do need you guys to be sort of participating for the series to work. So I'll just see how this video goes. If you want to make suggestions for another video, make them in the comments. If we get enough interest, maybe we'll do another one. Well, no, I will do another one anyway, because even if this is the end of this series, I want to do like a cleanup episode to just make everything look more game-like. But yeah, so we'll get this video underway, and we'll see how it goes in future for the next one. So the asset this week is the Nature Starter Kit 2, as picked by perennial winner Alaurin, who I believe also picked the winner for the last episode as well, and I'm pretty sure he also won one or two others as well. So this is pretty much assets as picked by Alaurin at this point. So obviously we want to be making a level, like something to look at, make everything look a bit prettier than just this plain green background, which is what I'm going to do, but it's not exactly interesting to look at. So what I'm going to do with this video, or for the start of this video, what I'm going to do is steal the time-lapse level design idea from Saiku, who, if you don't know, you should definitely check out. It's a great channel. I will put a link in the description below. I'm not going to bore you and talk you through what I'm doing, because one, I'm not exactly great at level design in the first place, so it's not exactly going to be beneficial, but two, also it's a slow and laborious process, so it's not going to be a complicated level. We're just doing some flat scenery. And then after that, I think we'll possibly add something like a health bar or something for our troll, just something so that you've got some code to look at, because I do want each of these videos to actually have some code in it, because that's really what this channel's meant to be about, is showing you code. So before I get into that, I'll just quickly point out, you may notice that my Unity editor looks slightly different to how it has in the last few videos. I have been using 29.3 alpha, which has been working fine for me up until I started doing this video. When I tried to import the nature asset pack, Unity Alpha 3 had a wobbly. It just did not like it at all. It took ages to import it, and then whenever I tried to drag a prefab into the scene, it just endlessly re-imported it until I had to crash it out and reopen the project in an older version. So that's why my editor looks different. I just thought I'd mention that in case anyone was wondering. I do prefer the look of Alpha 3, but if it doesn't work, I can use it. So let's get on with the level design. Okay, welcome back. I did warn you, I am by no means Saiku, so this level design was never going to be spectacular. So I'm getting a bit short on time here, so we're going to get straight into a few little game elements that we're going to do. As you can see, I have created these little paths. I'll just come off of the terrain so that we don't have that big brush in the way. Created these little paths, and these paths are going to be where the mice come from. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change our mouse spawning code so that the mice spawn in these places rather than just as they are at the minute, which is any random point in this direction. So the way we're going to do that is, first of all, we'll create a cube just so we can see where it is. We're going to turn the cube off, and we'll call this spawn point. We'll drag it under our mouse spawner just for neatness, and then if we set Y to 0, and then we want to drag it to where we want the spawn point to be. So if we just switch to the top view, and we'll go orthographic so that we're definitely in the right place, and then we just want to drag it to where we want the spawn point to be. So we're going to go with there, and then Control and D to duplicate that, and we'll drag that one to there, and then Control and D, duplicate one more time, and we'll drag that one to there. So these are going to be our 3 spawn points. And then we'll open up our Mouse Knight spawner code. And then actually what we'll do, instead of dragging in references, we'll grab them from the child. So the code we're going to create now relies on all the spawn points being children of the mouse spawner. And what we'll do is we'll create an array. So transform array spawn points. And then in start, before we start our actual mouse spawning coroutine, we're going to say for each transform child in transform, which will loop through all the children in this transform. So in this case, we've got 3 spawn points. Actually, this wants to be a list. Just because we don't know the size. With an array, we need to give it a size, whereas a list we don't. And right now, we know that there's 3 spawn points, but there may not always be 3 spawn points. So we're going to use a list for now. And then for each child in transform, we're just simply going to add spawn points dot add and then child. So basically all that's doing is it's looping through all these child objects here, and for every child transform it finds under mouse spawner, it's going to add it to this list. And then instead of simply randomizing a position here, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a random transform. So we'll say vector3 spawn point equals, and then we want spawn points random dot range 0 to spawn points dot count dot position, and then we'll swap this out for that. So now I'll leave maximize off so we can see above, and we should find that our mice come spawning in from the actual cubes that we've placed there. There comes one, and another one. And they come trundling down this path. We may need to adjust the scale a bit. They are quite slow moving mice, and they've got quite a long way to walk to get to our troll. And we need to play with the level a bit anyway, because there's a lot of space, everything's slow moving, and it's not very interesting at the minute. You may notice that I've moved the camera back up a little bit just so you can see more of the level, but we'll figure that out as we go along. And our troll's dead. So we'll just go here and we will turn off we don't need the box collider at all, so we'll remove that component, and we'll just turn off the mesh renderer for now so we don't have those ugly white cubes interfering with our lovely prettier level design. And what I'm just going to quickly do is give our golem a health bar. It's not going to be anything pretty for now. I was trying to avoid adding things that didn't really involve the assets that you guys suggested, but I do want to show you a little bit more than just how to create a spawner in this, or specific spawn points in this one. So if we go into UI and we want a panel, and that panel is going to be a solid red color. We don't want the background, so take that off, and we don't want it to be transparent, so set transparency to 0 or opacity to full, whichever way you want to look at it. Switch to 2D mode here so we can look at our canvas. So right now this panel is set to the full size of the screen. Obviously we don't want that to be the case, so first off let's just rename it we'll call it health bar actually. Health bar, we want it to be anchored to the bottom left, so you click up here and then click on the bottom left anchor point, and then we'll set our anchor point within the actual health bar itself to be the bottom left also, so that's 0 and 1, and that allows us to be able to use this sorry, I keep forgetting Y is reversed. No, that's right, it's this that's wrong. So it's 0 and 0. So there we can use 10 and 10 as a margin basically, so that gives us 10 from the left and 10 from the bottom, because we've moved our anchor point of the health bar to the bottom left. And then we'll set the size of the anchor bar. The height, we will have just something that looks it's a little bit big. 25, yeah, we'll go with 25. And then the width, do we want to go full screen? Or do we just want something, sorry, that's the... We'll go with 100 because for math reasons, that makes things a little bit simpler. And also going to change the height because it still looks a bit big. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. So this is our health bar. Obviously that will go down as the health goes down. So let's pull up our troll code, a golem code, sorry. I keep calling him a troll. Poor guy. He's already got mice beating on his legs. He's got me calling him a troll at the same time. So our health, this is why it makes life a bit easier, because right now our health is set to 100. So I'm going to do a quick and dirty version of the code here, just because I wanted to show you something. Obviously, you would have to do a bit of maths to translate the health into the width of the health bar if the health wasn't 100. But because our health bar is 100 wide and our health is 100 units, it's a direct translation. We can look more into stuff like that in another video, or maybe in another video of this series. We'll see how it goes. So the first thing we want to do is we want to pull in a reference to our health bar. So we need to get the UI system for that. Public rect transform, I think. Or is it just a rect? We'll go rect transform and see if it works. So if we go to our golem, we should have another inspector slot that we can fill. Health bar, drag that in there. Now, this is a bit tricky. So basically, a rect transform, if you weren't aware, is this up here. It doesn't work the way a regular transform works. Basically, you have things like your anchor points and your size delta and your width and your height and all this kind of thing. So it's not as simple as just setting the X value or anything like that, but hopefully it's not too complicated. So where do we set our health? So we'll create a new function to just update the health bar. So it's health bar dot anchor max, I'm pretty sure it is. So anchor max is this one here, the width and the height. Anchor min is our position, so it's basically saying it starts at 10 and 10, and then because of how we've got it anchored, it ends at 10 plus 100 and 10 plus 10, if that makes sense. So basically, we're not changing the anchor min, the X and Y position, because it's always going to be in that bottom left-hand corner, but we are going to change this width value here. So we want anchor max dot X to change. So I don't know why I've put brackets there. Dot anchor max equals new vector 2, and then we're going to put health there, and then this one just wants to stay the same as it is already. Anchor max dot Y. And then we will call this anytime damage is taken. So update health bar. And then we also want to call it at the very start, in case for whatever reason you start the game out with not full health. And obviously if you change the amount of health the troll has so it's not 100, and you have to do that little bit of maths to translate from the health to the health bar, or he changes the size of the health bar, in that case you would need to run this as well straight away. So that should be that, I think. And it's not. This is right, it's not anchor. That's the actual anchor, is the actual anchor position. We want the size delta. So anchor is your anchor points, min max. Size delta is this here. So it's still, I've got my name screwed up. It still works the same way I said. I've just mixed up what's labeled as what. It's just, I've just got all my names mixed up. Try that again. Okay, so if we now go find ourselves a mouse and get beaten up a bit, we should see that health bar go down. There we go. And it goes down quite rapidly because we've got it set to take off like 10 or 12 or something. Oh, poor troll. So that's where we're going to end this video. Like I say, we'll have to see how things go for whether there'll be another asset part of this. Like I say, there will definitely be one more video in this series past when you guys are bored of it, because I want to do like one last little sort of cleanup session, make it look a bit more gamey, maybe stick a game menu on it, possibly just make it look like some kind of, albeit small, but finished game. So there'll definitely be one more video, but if you guys want to make suggestions for another asset, then maybe we'll have a few more videos adding more assets and stuff. But like I say, while I'm not particularly bothered about the fact that these videos have started to get less and less views, I do need your participation for the videos to be made. So, like I say, we'll see how you guys react to this one. If there's no more suggestions, or if it's just Alaurin and nobody else. It seems to be just Alaurin and Redcube suggesting things for each video. So yeah, if we don't get a few more suggestions, or people aren't liking the suggestions, we'll probably call it a day on this series and maybe revisit it if I ever get more subscribers and there's more people to participate. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you think, and We should. I'm actually away on holiday next week. I'm gonna try my hardest to get a video like done and scheduled before I go. But if there's no video next week, it's because I'm away somewhere. Don't panic. I haven't abandoned you all. I will try and get a video done, but if it doesn't happen, that's why. And that's it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.